Wow. 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 Just wow. 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 I don't know. That's all I can say is wow. I don't have an intro for this. Just wow. Salutations, everyone. I'm Nirubikoshi, and it's Spooktober, October. That means I gotta go and review something horror related, even though half of the horror stuff I have reviewed already is in the podcast. So if you want to check out my reviews on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 remake, or the review of me talking about one of my favorite movies of all time, Let Me In, then check out my podcast, the Coast to Coast Cast, with me and Godzilla on a skateboard. I know, I'm self-promoting, but whatever. I figured, maybe I should review something on this channel, at least horror related, and not just do gameplay videos of something horror esque or basically like that. So, you know what? Let's review a show that I've been waiting for like a long time, like a really, really long time. And that is Chucky. Chucky has been part of my life for a really long time, ever since I was a kid. I was terrified of this killer doll back then when I was a kid. Chucky fucking scared me when I first saw the movie Child's Play on cable TV, and it fucking horrified me. Mainly because every time I heard the name Chucky and I see a doll and it looked like red hair, I kept thinking, oh, is it like Chucky from Rugrats? I don't know why I said that. I was a stupid kid. But, when I first thought it was that, I saw the doll kill people. It terrified the hell out of me when I was young. Especially when I saw trailers for Seed of Chucky, and I thought, oh my god, that looks scary. But not knowing that it was being satirical and funny, because that's when the movies got all campy and goofy. But, it's been very weird time for Child's Play for a long time, especially when they became campy in its last two movies that were sent to theaters. But then its direct-to-DVD movies went back to horror with a little bit of camp in there for a while, but they mainly became horror. And Curse of Chucky and Cult of Chucky went back to the roots of being horror, but also being silly and campy as well at times as well. Like Curse of Chucky went back to normalized horror of Chucky being a scary kind of like iconic character. And Cult of Chucky went to that campy style, but still keeping the horror elements intact. Not going full Seed of Chucky, but going a little bit of funny enough just to show how ridiculous the franchise is a bit. And I enjoyed them. Cult of Chucky came out in 2017. That was like so long ago. And we haven't gotten anything Child's Play like since. I mean, yes, we had the remake with Mark Hamill as Chucky, but Mark Hamill was more of like, I'm a robot doll that is more misunderstanding, doesn't know what's right from wrong, and became a killer doll because I got jealous because I couldn't be with my best friend Andy and all that. It was weird, and Aubrey Plaza being a mom was also weird to me too, because I didn't know how to handle that. Her being a young, hot mom, it's odd, and I love Aubrey Plaza, but it was a strange role for her. I didn't hate the Mark Hamill Child's Play movie. I just felt like it didn't feel like Child's Play to me. It just felt like Mark Hamill was just playing it up like Joker, and that was it. Movie isn't bad. It's fine. And, has Bear McCreed doing the music, and the music was fucking cool in that movie. And the visuals were nice. It was a nice little story. It actually was original. It wasn't trying to be the original. It wanted to be something different, which I can accommodate and applaud for with that movie doing that. I didn't hate it. I kind of enjoyed it, but sadly, it's not the Chucky movie that I liked, that I found interesting. I love Mark Hamill. He's a great guy. He's a great actor, and I love his performance as Joker more than that. But it's Brad Dourif, who is like probably 70 something years old right now, I think. And he's still doing this role. Like, it's crazy. He's been doing this since the freaking 80s, man. And Brad Dourif, holy shit, that dude has not lost his touch, especially with this first episode. He doesn't talk that much in the episode, but you can tell that once he starts to talk, once he makes his presence known in this in this episode, it's amazing. Like, he really gets, like, just starts chewing up the scenery immediately once he's on screen. And his voice talent as Chucky, even though he's not there, the voice talent of him coming off from that doll, even the performances, even like the facial expressions from the doll, you can tell that's all Brad Dourif just really hamming it up and really embracing that role like crazy. And this dude is probably not in fear of being typecast as I'm just Chucky and that's it. Brad Dourif is a man that just loves the role he's doing, and he's like, you know what? It's the role I was born to play, and I'm gonna live my life till the day I die to play this role. And it's so great to see him in this role. I'm just like, damn it, I just love this man. It'll be sad to see him go if he actually does pass away. Because let's be honest, if he passes away, that means the character is gone. And I don't think anyone else can play Chucky but him. Like, I don't think anyone can go to that high of caliber as Brad Dourif. He does great with the performance. Even though that there's not that many, like, kills in this episode, it's a slow burn. I do like it does develop our main character in this show, and I do like him. He's a nice, interesting character. He does have the typical backstory, like a Disney character, dead mom cliche as always, but he has more to him that I thought was interesting. Not because, like, this is probably the first gay character that's a main character, like, first main character that is gay in the entire Child's Play series. But also there is, like, interesting stuff about him through facial expressions and emotions that feel, like, very understanding about being a kid his age, being 14 and being bullied and trying to figure yourself out as a young teenager. And I thought that was pretty interesting. I did like that about him. But the other cliches I don't like with his backstory always stems from the problems of, one, having a dead mom, two, your dad is Devon Sawa. The moment I saw him and the way he looked, I was like, he's an alcoholic, he's probably abusive. But the weirdest thing is, he came off as a bit nice to him when he was first talking to him, when we first see him. But the weirdest thing is that I was like thinking, I don't believe this performance. Did he get typecast? And then he wasn't. He was gonna be that. He immediately became abusive and also an alcoholic. And once the ball started rolling, and I was like, oh, there we go. Now we see why you casted Devon Sawa. Because I could not believe for a second he's trying to be a nice character in this fucking show. let alone the fact that he is basically a twin brother. Like you see Jake's uncle, and it's basically just Devon Sawa also. Either Devon Sawa was like, no, I need to do dual roles. I need to eat tonight because I don't want my last performance to be Fred Durst movie, The Fanatic, to be on my resume. I don't know. I just don't like the cliche backstory of like having an abusive drunk father and a dead mom. It's been overdone to death in a lot of stuff I watch that I just get exhausted by it, but I can let it slide for a while. And it does because, the dad gets killed by Chucky, obviously, which is cool, which I do like. I do love that about these kind of movies. They have to get killed in the most gruesome and violent style as possible, and it's always satisfying. Unlike Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003, the kills are unsatisfying. You don't get an actual good payoff to the kills. They're just kind of boring and terrible, and you don't feel any satisfaction to the kills when you were hanging out with these asshole characters for the majority of the film. But here, it really does make you hate the characters that you know that they're going to get murdered, and you're going to be happy when they get killed in the process. Especially this blonde girl that's very abusive to Jake, and she is dressed all mean girl, even the blonde hair to boot as well. I know she does look like what Rachel McAdams' style was in the movie Mean Girls, like all prissy and bitchy, the turtleneck sweater and the fucking pink jacket, all acting like high and mighty and shit, thinking that you know that she's gonna be all this perfect and nice and cool out after high school, and thinking that the whole everything is going to be resting on her shoulders. Like, it is like the most typical and generic character you can get, and it's annoying as hell, and you can't wait to see them get killed. Well, I mean, seriously, that's all you want to see, man. You want to see these characters get killed. You hate them, you don't like them, they're so unlikable that once you see them get killed, it's so satisfying. And, I mean, I feel like maybe the father wasn't that understanding and he was mourning, probably, and he didn't mean no harm to his son, and he couldn't understand the fact that he is gay and he doesn't know how to come to terms with that his son is into the same gender as he is. Like, it's really sad, but honestly, he does still come off as cruel and mean, especially when he bashes the art project that he was doing, that he was so passionate about. Sadly, it is conflicting with emotions there, but that you can read and interpret it in different ways. But then again, it's just seeing an abusive father or seeing a drunk alcoholic parent just being, the generic drunk alcoholic parent, as always. And we got the other characters as well that you don't want to root for and just hate. The one significant other that is obviously cheating on her husband. Very original. Of course, the bullies. Of course, the generic other stuff as well that is just annoying. But it doesn't. It does annoy you a lot that you start to like groan and say, "Please kill them already." But it is honestly, it's still satisfying to see like these people get like the karma hit right back at them. And it's very weird to hear in this show that there's a character in this show that's into Pokemon hentai, basically. Jesus Christ. We're really going real deep on this, huh? I will say I did enjoy it for what it was, and also I'm liking the hinting that we're gonna see more about Chucky's past. And not to say we're not talking about the past that we already saw before about why he was running away from the cops in the intro to Child's Play. And we're talking about like we're finally getting to see his origin. We're in a location of his hometown, and we're going to see probably flashbacks of him and his family when he was a little kid in the 60s, which is really interesting to see. That's actually pretty cool. I getting to know the origin story of Chucky, and especially doing it in a TV series, it is the best time to tell it. Is in a TV series. You're not uh restricted from any time. Like you're only with a limited time in a movie. You have an entire series to construct a well detailed backstory about Chucky and how he came to be the killer we know today. And I really love to know how we're going to dive deep into that. Are we going to learn about it in each episode? Or are we going to have a full episode dedicated to his origin? Which is really cool to see and wonder how he became Charles Lee Ray, a name that's combined by the most notorious criminals and killers out there with his combinations of his name that I can't remember for the life of me. I think Charles Manson, Lee Harvey Oswald. I don't know who the Ray is. I don't know. Anyways, I do like the interesting character arc with the main character. I do like him. I do like this character a lot, and there's a lot of good things about him, especially knowing that the creator, Don Mancini, he is gay actually, and he's been doing this series for like a long time. This is his baby. This is his creation. And knowing that this guy loves what he's doing, loves his work, and loves continuing the Chucky franchise for so many decades, for so many years. This man is very passionate about his work, and I'm guessing he's glad to bring in like an actual like gay character into the series, which I find cool that he is doing this. Like I guess he wanted to do this for a long time, and he just didn't know how to integrate to it in a movie. Instead, he wants to do this in a series, which is great. I do love that this is a show. I love that this is not a movie that he came up with. And then we had to wait for another how many years for another Chucky movie? Because Curse of Chucky was in 2013. And then we had to wait for so many years for Cult of Chucky, which came out in 2017. And look at this. We're in 2021 now, and we got the Chucky TV series. And hopefully this is going to be a continuing series, like a long running series that's going to be on Sci-Fi. Because I really want this show to do good. Because, I really want more Chucky. I really want more Brad Dourif as this character. Hopefully for a while until they finally complete the story. Which, honestly, I'm very curious to wonder how they're going to end this story. How they're going to end this franchise and wrap it in a bow. Who knows? I'm very curious to wonder how things are going to go in this franchise. And I will say I have, besides the complaints of the cliches, I think the music is really a bit too on the nose for me. Um, I see, because there's like a song about like this is how villains are made, or I've been waiting for this, like that kind of songs, this music, and it kind of sounds like from the same artist. And I don't know, it kind of feels too on the nose for me how they're trying to be so obvious. Like, get it, the villain, get it, because he wants something in his life that he's missing, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I feel like the music choices were too. I don't hate the sound of them. I just don't like how it beats you in the head that you're supposed to know what's happening, and it's just telling you it blatantly like you don't know what's going on. I don't know. I just didn't like the music choices in this episode. But yeah, I say I liked it. Despite cliches, I know that it's gonna have a nice resolving conclusion of seeing the awful characters you don't like get murdered. There are a few kind of things that make you question. Like, one thing is like, what is Jake's cousin hiding? And I kind of want to assume that maybe he's actually gay and he's not comfortable and he's hiding it. That's my assumption, but who knows? I don't know. My thoughts are very scrambled now because it's late at night and I'm tired, but it's this franchise has been going on for so long and I honestly enjoy this. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you back in the next one. Ciao, darlings.
Ow, ow, ow! Ow! Ow!